right? And I can't group it because there's not 4 terms. So I cannot factor this. But there's a way, instead of having infinitely many possibilities for roots, where we can narrow it down. And what we do is we take our first coefficient and our last coefficient, just the numbers. We don't care about the signs. Gracie, you with me? So we're going to take, we call them the P's and Q's. The P is going to be the last one. This is the part where we mess up. We tend to want to put this on the bottom. And then the Q is going to be the first one. This is going to give us all our possible rational roots. So what I need is the factors of 6. So 1 will go into 6, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3, and plus or minus 6. And then 1 is just plus or minus 1. So now we have to just put them together. Since our only denominator is 1, that means our possible rational roots are plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3, and plus or minus 6. If there had been a 2 down there as well, then we would have had plus or minus 1/2, plus or minus 3/2, etc. So these are our possible chances that we have of finding a root. We're going to use synthetic division to test it out. So what do you want to try first? How many do we have? How many possible rational roots do we have? 8, plus or minus. So it's positive 1 or negative 1, right? So you want to do positive 1, negative 1? Okay, so if we're looking for a root, remember, we're looking for the remainder to become 0. So if I plug this in, I have a 1x cubed, I have a 0x squared, I have a negative 7x, and then I have a negative 6 constant. It's a degree of 3. I have 4 numbers. What do we do first? We just bring down the 1, multiply, combine, multiply, combine, multiply. And do I have a remainder? So it's not 1. What I do know now, though, is there is a point at 1, negative 12 for this graph. We learned that yesterday with remainder theorem. So do we want to try negative 1? So we got 1, 0, negative 7, negative 6. We bring down the 1. Multiply. Oh, we have a winner. 6, 0. So now we know down here on our graph, we can say negative 1 is a root. So let's be clear what we have so far. We have x minus 1 times, and this is going to become squared, right? We went from a degree of 3, so now we divided by a degree of 1, so it'll take it down a degree. So it's x squared minus x minus 6. And if we were to multiply that back, we would get x cubed minus 7x minus 6, where we started. Does that make sense? Nope. Right here. Oh, it's a plus 1. Sorry. Whenever you go to put it inside of the factor, it's always insider's life.
So we will use the one that doesn't have a remainder.
Correct, because that makes it a factor. Okay, so now, do we have a way of finding the remainder of the factors? We've got one factor, x plus 1. Can we find the other 2 factors? Can we factor x squared minus x minus 6? It would be a negative 6 over what? Negative 1. 2 numbers multiply to give me negative 6, combined to give me negative 1. 4 and 5. How does 4 and 5 multiply to give you 6? Negative 3 and 2. Love it. So that means we have a factor of x plus 1, we have x minus 3, and we have x plus 2. We don't have to do any of the grouping because the leading coefficient right here is 1. So those are our factors. So we could go ahead and graph this. We have a root at -1, we have a root at 3, and we have a root at -2. Okay, so let's talk about the right-in behavior. The original A value is what? 1, which is positive. So what's my right-in behavior? Positive infinity. So over here it's going to go up. The degree is 3. So what's the left-in behavior? So from here it's going to go down. And then what is our y-intercept? -6. So I go down here and I got 0, -6. So from here, this graph is going to come down and grab that, go up, and then it's going to come back down. So rational root theorem just narrows down the possibilities instead of us just guessing from an infinite amount. And in this case, it narrowed it down to 8 for us. You want to try another? Right here. The constant of your original equation is going to be the, so when you look at this one right here, what's the y-intercept? So then I can go graph it. 0, 8. So I already know that. Okay, so now looking at this, do we have a GCF? Can we factor it? We haven't done anything to factor anything that big, right? It doesn't have 4 terms, so I can't group it. It's no. So now we can narrow it down though instead of having infinitely many choices. So I've got P's over Q's. My P comes from the constant 8, and my Q comes from the leading coefficient. So we got plus or minus 1 is a factor of 8, 2 is a factor of 8, 4 is a factor of 8, and 8 is a factor of 8. So those are all the things that will multiply to give me 8. Then I need the factors of 2. I got plus or minus 1, and I got plus or minus 2. So to find my possible ones, all I'm going to do is take everything on top and put it over the bottom. So the first thing I'm going to do is put it all over 1. So if I put them over 1, that's just going to give me whole numbers. Right? 8 divided by 1 is 8. Now that I did that one, I'm going to put them all over 2. But I'm not going to repeat any of the ones I already have. So plus or minus 1 over 2 is plus or minus 1/2. Plus or minus 2 over 2 is 1, so I don't need to put it. Plus or minus 4 over 2 is 2, so I don't need to put it. Plus or minus 8 over 2 is 4, so I don't need to put it. I'm taking each one of these and dividing it by 2. 2 divided by 2 is already there. It's 1. 4 divided by 2 is already there. It's 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4, and I already have that in my list, so I don't have to write it twice. Okay, so this time we have 10 possibilities. What do you want to try first? You want to try 1? I don't know why, but I think 4 is it. I think, I'm not sure. Here we go. Let's go with 4. We got 2, we got -7, we got -8, we got 14, and we got 8. So I got 5 numbers. The degree is 4, so all spaces are accounted for. Remember, you got to have something for every degree, or you put a 0. So bring down your 2, and if we multiply and combine, we get good. Multiply, combine, we get good. Multiply and combine. Oh, I'm so excited. And multiply and combine. Yay! I did do it no, I did it, and I was like, I'm pretty pretty sure it's 4. It's either 4 or negative 4. Okay, so now let's see what we have. We currently have this equals x minus 4. And then this right here, remember it was the degree of 4, so now it's going to be a degree of 3. So we have 2x cubed minus x squared minus 4x minus 2. Do you think we could factor that one? Let's see. If I put these together and put these together, right? We can group it since there's 4 terms. What do the first 2 terms have in common? So that leaves me with? Perfect. And then the last 2, remember we got to take that negative out. Negative 2, which leaves me with, is it a negative 2? Oh, it isn't. Yeah. Oh, this is a plus. I'm sorry. I was like, we have a problem. That x squared is a plus. It's a positive one. I messed that up. Okay, so now we got 2x plus 1. You see why I got stumped, because they're supposed to be the same. And I was getting ready to have a minus 1. So that means we have x minus 4. We have 2x plus 1. And then the ones on the outside, that is x squared minus 2. Can we do anything with x squared minus 2? Is it a difference of squares? We know the square root of 2? We don't know what it is, right? It's somewhere between 1 and 2, but that's all we know. But we can graph this either way. We got what? Here's a root at x equals 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This one has a root at x equals, what is 2x plus 1 going to give us a root at? Negative 1/2. And then the last one, if I were to take x squared minus 2 and solve it, I would get x squared equals plus or minus the square root of 2, right? What's the square root of 1? 1. Well, put in your calculator. Y'all get to use calculators. You don't have to estimate. What's the square root of 2? Well, did you put in your calculator? What's the square root of 2? 1.41 ... right? So we got a 1.41, so we could put it right there, and then we got it right there. So we got 4 roots, which is good because it was a degree of 4. What's the right end behavior? A value is positive 2 right there. So that means it's going to go up. Degree of 4. So what's the left end behavior? Good. We're going to come down. We're going to hit this root. We're going to go grab that y-intercept. We're going to hit our next root, and then we're going to come back up.